Welcome back to Real Estate 101. Today we're going to continue our discussion on financial planning and talk a little bit about disability and critical illness insurance, and I'm pleased to be joined by Dave Corrado of Desjardins Financial. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Dave, so critical illness, what is it and who can qualify for it?
Critical illness is essentially, it's a coverage that in case you're diagnosed with an illness such as a heart attack, cancer, stroke, and it's going to pay a lump sum deposit, whatever you applied for, to you, so you can use at your discretion for medications, treatments, income replacement when you're taking time off work. Who can qualify? It's simply just like applying for any life insurance. So you're going to answer some medical questions, a nurse may have to visit, and then basically an underwriting process will take place to see where you qualify, what risks you're at, and then to determine what amount of premiums you're going to pay for the critical illness.
So does everybody need critical illness insurance?
At some point, everyone should have critical illness insurance within their financial plan, because studies show that we have more ability to actually get sick rather than passing away. So definitely at some point, whether it's 1 times or 2 times your salary, it is good to have involved into your financial plan.
Okay, so for disability insurance, is it hard to get?
It's not necessarily hard to get, but definitely the insurance company will ask a bunch of questions just to make sure you fit into a particular category. And also it is a good thing to actually shop around to make sure you're getting the best rates, because some insurance companies don't rate them as high as others. So it is good to shop around to make sure you're going to get the good rates. You may have insurance at your workplace, which is a good thing, but you should also research to make sure that you know how much coverage you have and how long it's going to go for, because you might need to actually apply for more to top it up.
All right, so there's this theory out there that insurance companies, they just take people's money and they don't want to pay out, which I think is absurd. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a very good question, and I do get this question a lot from clients. And essentially, it is a business. They are in the business to receive premiums and revenue in order to actually pay out claims when they do happen. They will investigate to make sure that there's no fraud being taken place at time of claim. But essentially, as long as everyone's upfront and honest, they will pay out the claim. And that's why they also do all their underwriting and all their due diligence up front to make sure that the risks that they're taking on and the premiums are being paid for are adjusted properly.
All right, Dave, so you touched on disability insurance. What is it exactly?
Disability insurance is something that happens that you can't do your regular occupation, so you can't go into work to be able to do your regular day-to-day jobs. So this is a sum of money to sort of supplement the income replacement that you're going to need to take time off work so you can actually get back to 100% and recuperate.
All right, so are there any other insurance coverages out there that are like this?
Yep. Besides term insurance and permanent insurance, there's also long-term care insurance. And that's actually a really good one, because as the aging population goes forth, we'll have a need for maybe nurses to visit the home or even to actually pay for the cost of a nursing home. So long-term care insurance can supplement those types of costs for the individual.
All right, Dave, so for today's final question, how does this all fit into a financial plan?
That's a very good question. We all have to protect our nest egg and also grow our nest egg. So we've all been taught to actually save about 3 to 6 months of expenses in our emergency savings in case something happens. But no one really sort of answers the question of what happens when we live past our 3 to 6 months with an illness. So that's how we can actually incorporate critical illness as well as disability insurance to cover those gaps in between that, so we don't dip into our nest egg, we don't take a second mortgage, and we don't ask friends and family if we can borrow money.
All right, Dave, I want to thank you for coming on today's show. You brought a lot of good information, and hope to see you again sometime down the road.
Thanks, Joe. It's a pleasure.
So if you're looking for more information on critical illness or disability insurance, get in contact with Dave Corrado at Desjardins Financial. I'm Joe, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.